Hello everyone. The new Miss Marvel trailer has just been released, and it's got people wondering, is the show going to be any good? Who is Miss Marvel? And so on. So in this video, we're going to go over some Easter eggs and things you may have missed in this trailer breakdown. Now, it's no secret that Marvel has been setting up a Young Avengers film or series. We've got characters like Kate Bishop now, or if the Scarlet Witch's kids come back, they'll be on that roster as well, same as Ant-Man's daughter. We've got numerous new heroes that could take up the mentors of their older counterparts and be a part of this new Young Avengers team. Now, from what I've seen, a lot of people didn't have the best response to this trailer right off the bat, but I think once you get into the right mindset of what this show is trying to be, you'll appreciate it a little bit more. Essentially, Miss Marvel is going to be what Spider-Man was like in Spider-Man Homecoming. It's going to follow a teen's journey throughout high school, except it's going to be a little more in-depth on the high school side, just so you can relate a little bit more and a new audience can relate. More specifically, a younger audience. Throughout this trailer, we see that Kamala Khan is constantly daydreaming throughout her life of a high schooler, which a lot of people can relate to, because really, who liked high school? Who wanted to ever be there? And if you know anything about this character, then you know that she is really well known for stretching her limbs and growing her body, just basically having a similar power set to Mr. Fantastic. But in this, it seems like they've changed her abilities quite a bit, and personally I'd say that is because the Fantastic Four will be joining the MCU soon as well. Just in this way, it just kind of keeps them from overlapping a little bit. And it also helps her relate a little more to Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau. Because as we see in this trailer, she gets these bracelets that clearly give her these cosmic-like abilities, very similar to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, or Monica Rambeau. And this is how they're all linked and will lead into the Marvel's film that is already planned. Speaking of the bracelets, they are most likely alien tech made by the Kree that look to either place her in a pocket reality or perhaps memories based on the wearer beforehand, which, if it is Kree technology, could have been a potential warrior. And if she is going into these memories, it would explain how she gets tied up in this Skrull versus Kree war that we have heard of in the background of the MCU for a while now, that Captain Marvel has clearly been a part of, and Monica Rambeau joined at the end of WandaVision. And so this would kind of lead into more about how they all relate to one another, how they're all facing the same issue together. And so basically this is somewhat of a prelude to that film. But like I was saying, if you enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming and watching his journey throughout these past 3 movies, you're probably going to like this series because it's going to really dive into her character so she can have a bigger role in a full-on movie. And while it may be a little more on the younger side as compared to what we've seen, it does seem like they put quite a bit of money into these effects, and it looks like the story is actually going to be somewhat crazier than we seem, because she does have cosmic abilities. And if she has cosmic abilities, while she will be learning how to use them and control them, she'll probably be facing some pretty big threats that will be a challenge for her abilities. And while we're unsure of where these bracelets have came from or what exactly they are that do give her these abilities, all we know is that it is quite different from the comics. To put it simply, in the comics she is what's known as an Inhuman and got her abilities in a very similar way and was exposed to mist. It's interesting because we do see some mist very frequently throughout this trailer, but it doesn't seem like they're going to go with that origin story, so maybe it's just a nice little nod. But other than that, this trailer does not reveal a whole lot about what villains she will be facing. It hasn't really shown if she's going to have any other supers helping her out in this series. From this trailer, we can basically deduce that this show will be about this high school girl who is always daydreaming about wanting to join and fight. She's always wanted to be a superhero, which I'm sure many of us can relate to, which is why the show may actually turn out to be a lot better than people are initially reacting to it. And so as this girl is trying to find her place in the world and is trying to get through the challenges of high school, she does finally get what she's longed for and actually gains the abilities to become a superhero, which will probably turn out a little more challenging than she would have daydreamed. And then we follow along her journey as she idolizes characters like Captain Marvel and the other Avengers, mainly Captain Marvel, which is clear, and as she learns how to use these new abilities and the full extent of them. Like I said, it's a little hard to tell what the villains are going to be, who they're going to be. We've got a few shots of what could be the big bads, but for now, that's about all we know, put simply. But what do you think? Do you think this show will actually be good? Do you think it'll be a lower-end MCU TV show? Or do you think it'll blow our expectations out of the water? Let me know your thoughts below, because I'd love to hear them. If you made it this far, comment below your favorite MCU show that we've seen so far. And that's that. See ya.